The body of 19-year-old Natalie Bollinger was found Friday off Riverdale Road in Adams County the day after.
It was all in texting, and I begged her.
She was reported missing. Our Karen Morfitt there tonight with more new information. Karen.
Facebook. I wasn't allowed to go to court! God damn it!
Investigators need help with the timeline in this case.
Hey, I begged her, please stop.
Yeah, Jim, on Thursday she was reported missing.
With the pretty words, just listen to me. Stop with the bird in one hand.
On Friday, the very next day, someone passing through this area found her body. Today,
please stop texting me and finding time to call and listen.
Who was either talking with her through social media or through text.
Natalie's last Facebook post, early December 2017.
Hey y'all, I have a public announcement. There's a man, Sean Swartz. I met this man when I was young. I ran into him about 2 years ago. Long story short, I became friends with him. I helped him out with rides and stuff. I moved to Virginia and he drove across the country to see me. Slept behind my work for weeks. When I told him I didn't want to see him anymore, he sent me hundreds of texts and calls. He parked his car in front of my house, blocking Military Highway for hours. Laying on his horn, he was arrested. Since then, I've asked him to leave me alone, and he won't. He sent emails for over a year, close to every day, harassing me, making numerous accounts until I block him again, threatening my family, telling me he'll kill himself in front of me, and sending my friends and family harassing messages as well. I'm sharing this because he posted slander about me all over Facebook. So if you receive a message, I am sincerely sorry. Please ignore him. It only encourages him when he gets a response, much like a child. He's mentally ill, and I'm trying to fix this.
Outside of her work in Colorado for a whole year, because the way that she wrote that shit on the protection order. Are you fucking kidding me? I didn't even know she was in the fucking state of Colorado! You're Bollinger! You tell the truth, you...
Sean and Natalie met through the internet when she was 17 years old, which by all record is 2 or 3 years before she disappeared. He was much older than Natalie and suffered from mental illness. From everything I can find on their relationship, it was a friendship until he drove to see her. After they met, it didn't take long before Natalie decided that he was obsessive and she cut him off. If you wander around the internet now, you'll stumble upon Reddit threads and Facebook posts, even some YouTube videos that frame Sean as just a concerned friend. There is too much evidence though that shows Sean was much more than that. He was a stalker. Sean being obsessive was part of his mental illness. He shared pictures of Natalie all over his Facebook. When she wouldn't talk to him, he would threaten to hurt himself, or even worse, end it all. And by the time she posted that Facebook post, she had also told people,
if I ever go missing, he did it. If I end up dead, someone tell the cops it was him. I'm not even joking.
Noted. But I'd rather not have those thoughts in my head. I do think he will prove your point in court though. I feel so much like arming you. I worry for you.
I'm worried.
Well, yeah, like I said, if you feel like you need it, my door is open anytime.
She was definitely worried enough to make sure that she had protection. After Natalie posted her last post, she filed a restraining order on Sean. This meant that if he came within a certain distance of her, he would be arrested. Also, he wouldn't be able to contact her in any way, not through posting videos toward her or even indirectly having other people contact her. Sean was restrained. This obviously left Natalie's friends and family with a bit of relief. Before Natalie disappeared, she was troubled, depressed, and even talked about ending her existence. Then out of nowhere, she disappeared. Natalie went missing around 3:30 p.m. on December 28, 2017. According to Adams County PD, on the very next day, December 29th, they discovered her body. Of course, due to the filing of the restraining order, everyone, including Natalie's family, accused Sean. Sean lives daily life in a fragile mental state, constantly swinging from a calm and cool demeanor, seemingly rational, but then instantly he can go into a full rage. The reason I know this is because Sean has been uploading videos to YouTube and other social media platforms for years. In the videos, he talks mostly to Natalie, even after her passing, though he did have a stint addressing Natalie's twin sister. Listening to these videos, it's easy to see that Sean worried about Natalie all day, every day. I would go as far as to say that he had thought about Natalie every hour, if not every single minute. Being as she was one of the only people who would constantly communicate with him back when they were on good terms, it's not hard to see the unhealthy obsession he had with this young woman. Because in a couple of videos when he's crying, missing her, demanding that she contact him, he brings up that he will send money to her. This leads me to believe that he used sending money to her as a way to keep her in communication with him when they talked. A lot of people wonder why Natalie talked to him so much, and I do think it might be an answer, though it's just speculation. The fact that this older male was willing to drive across the country, as Natalie stated, to spend 2 weeks with her, and due to his actions when she cut him off, it's clear to see that he developed an unhealthy obsession, and this is why everybody who heard about Natalie's passing assumed that Sean had done it. Sean was questioned by the police, but he was cleared as a suspect, mostly because he was far away when the crime happened. That didn't stop people on the internet from seeking Sean out to accuse him of sending someone to take care of Natalie for him. He responded to a news team while walking out of the police office in this video.
What happened to Natalie? What do you guys know? All I know is from Facebook Messenger, and I hate Facebook.
What did Facebook Messenger say?
It doesn't matter. You need to get a hold of the police and talk to them.
Well, apparently you are of interest of this case, so why were you a suspected interest in this case?
I was not a suspect. I was a person of interest, and I heard that. I saw it on a news report. I have not yet heard that from the police. Now, if you guys would like to, you can go contact the Broomfield Police Department, and you can ask them for whatever information that you feel is pertinent. However, my rights have been violated for the last week, and you guys are seriously all up in my bubble and freaking me out. You're seriously giving me a panic attack. Well done, sir.
Harassment on the internet goes every which way. Natalie was harassed by Sean for years after she cut off communication, and in a twist of fate and karma, Sean was harassed and accused for years himself after she passed. Obviously, both sides are wrong. Natalie should have her privacy respected by Sean, and until Sean is proven guilty, he should be given his presumption of innocence. And this point was reinforced when the police made a discovery that turned this story into one of the strangest in recent memory.
So jarring new details tonight about the murder mystery of 19-year-old Natalie Bollinger. The suspect claims Natalie had a role in her own death.
After going through Natalie's phone, they found she had communicated with a man named Joseph Lopez,
who texted back and forth with Natalie 111 times,
who exchanged hundreds of text messages with Natalie, and no other sources have elaborated on those text messages, which in my opinion could solve this mystery behind the story. Lopez originally told detectives that he dropped her off at her house, then she must have done it herself. After questioning, the police eventually got Lopez to admit that he was lying and that he had pulled the trigger. He says that they both knelt down and prayed before he helped her end her own life. The shocking part of this story is that Lopez claims he met Natalie through a Craigslist post titled, "I want to put a hit out on myself."
Shannon, we now know this man, Joseph Lopez, is charged with first-degree murder. The suspect's bizarre story claiming Natalie hired him.
It was in the Women Seeking Men section. Natalie was a known drug addict and used Craigslist and Facebook daily. I've read every article and watched every news broadcast that I can on this story. I do not believe that he met her through that kind of Craigslist post. And honestly, two things lead me to that opinion. One is that it's never been confirmed by the police, and I feel if it was, the police would have announced it due to its shocking nature. But also because Lopez lied initially, saying that Natalie did this to herself. Either way, in the eyes of the law, it doesn't matter. He did it, and because of that, he was charged. The family wasn't happy, though. Natalie's father said, quote, "You took advantage of my daughter. She was vulnerable and drugged. Brutally shot and killed my baby. I asked for an eye for an eye. You have been protected. The Bollinger family had no say in this. This is a deal with the devil."
The The sheriff named Lopez as the sole suspect and says the man previously named a person of interest, Sean Schwartz, wasn't involved.
Sean still uploads every day, giving advice to others, somehow while his life is in shambles. Natalie's family visits her grave and remembers her. They have said that the pain never goes away. There are no winners in this story. It is a tragedy, much like life tends to be. If Natalie would have learned a lesson from her experience with Sean, most likely she could have avoided meeting strangers on the internet, possibly gotten help for her problems, maybe moved on with her life. It's just a shame though. No one really knows what brought Lopez to her doorstep. Many times the mentally ill or the criminally evil end up finding a refuge in the anonymity of the internet. It provides them a never-ending supply of victims around every corner. If you or someone you know is experiencing thoughts of harming themselves, please call the Suicide Prevention Hotline. I'll put the number on the screen. Like, subscribe, and share, and leave me your comments down in the comments section below. Thanks for watching.